Hi, welcome back to the African Keto Diet. Today I will be showing you this high protein, what I call the Keto Egusi soup. Yeah, I call it that because that is what it looks like. You will not believe that this soup is not made with egusi. You look at it, it looks like egusi. It tastes somewhat like egusi, but it's not made with egusi. Now you can avoid the extra carbs that comes with egusi. Have more complete protein in your soup when you have to eat your swallow, because when you cut down the carbs a bit from the soup, you don't have so much carbs when you're having an overall swallow kind of meal. So this is what I call my Keto Egusi soup, or Keto Egusi soup. Join me in the kitchen as I show you how to make Keto Egusi soup. Ingredients for what I call my Keto Egusi soup. Keto Egusi soup. Wow, sounds exotic. It's very simple. It's like really simple. And then I used if you remember my video on quick sauce is always handy to make any soup I want. So I just brought out a portion, but I'm not going to use all but the basic ingredients for this soup is eggs. I'm using 2 eggs. For these 2 eggs, I make 2 portions of soup that I will eat. Like the last time I made it, I ate it twice. So I'm using egg. And then I'm using my quick sauce, but if you don't have that, you can use meat, or not necessary. If you can have it just the egg, is protein enough, you can just use the 2 eggs and make the soup. Maybe something quick, you want to swallow something quick, you could just make. You don't necessarily. I've talked about the importance of bone broth in my Facebook group, and then I always have bone broth in my fridge. If you have bone broth, you can add bone broth if you have it. If you have what is it called, if you have the quick sauce, you can use it, or you could boil meat, because our African eating, we look on soup without meat as if something is lacking or something is missing. But the most important thing is the protein in it, which you're definitely going to get from the eggs. The egg is a complete source of protein. Now I have my seasoning. This is about half a teaspoon, just a little of everything. This one is about 1 tablespoon of crayfish, half a teaspoon of adobo seasoning, and a little ginger powder, some water, palm oil. So we start by heating up our palm oil. While that is heating up, I add about 2 tablespoons of water to the egg, and then I whisk. I don't really allow the oil to heat up. I just put it on the stove. Add my eggs, and then I start whisking. So while we're whisking, I forgot to mention vegetable. You can use any vegetable of your choice to make this. Bitter leaf, ugu, spinach, kale. But I mostly use because I have so much vegetable from my garden, I dehydrate them. So I mostly use dehydrated vegetable. So you need to whisk continuously until you start seeing palm oil come out. This is what you will want to have. So here you can add, you can see the oil is already coming out, and then it has that fried egusi texture kind of look. Now we're going to add all our seasoning. You can add water if you're not using meat, or you have your meat boiled aside. This is where you add it in. The quick sauce already has a bit of salt when I boiled it, so I have to cook it for a while before I know whether to add more salt or not. It's economical, makes it cheap. You can have soup without having so much of the carbs from egusi itself. I think it has cooked enough. I'm just going to add my dehydrated vegetable. The vegetable is still going to absorb a little water from the soup, so it's going to make it thicker. And then a little salt. And my keto egusi is ready. You won't even believe this thing is made from egg if I'm not showing it to you. It's even more beautiful than egusi soup itself. Very tasty. Our soup is ready. You don't want to overcook your vegetable.